Yeah. Again with a challenge. I have to challenge myself more and more. Sometimes it feels like I have to cross the road. Okay. Yeah, but Kampala kukolibadanya.
Waliwo nakutekako nga kuye mutango n'okulira na banka.
Wali atudeko? Yeah.
Atudeko wampanya.
Yeah. Kale, nyanza. Yeah, so kale.
Kulaba ng'okajja.
Yeah, kigeza.
Era n'ogira omubiri.
Yeah.
Kuba fayini tekulina buzibu bwonna.
Yeah, embange zaako.
Kulaba ng'okajja wano okuyitako ng'okaliko.
Yeah, so that's the one I'm speaking, and today I've been fasting. Somebody knows that I run every day. So it's amazing how nature can never hide. Like what I do, running, I'm not so passionate. Okay, but it feels good sometimes like somebody to tell you that they've ever seen you doing something. I run every day, like, okay, not every day, but I try. It's so hard to do. I have to be trying it. Just trying. Like making this video. This video is, I think, in all the videos that I do, that I make, this is the most hardest. This and the other one because I'm traveling in the border and I have to be talking. I don't know why, like whenever I get outside, I like squeezing my eyes. I think I should get glasses. I don't know. I don't like glasses, like loving glasses. But then I think sometimes I need to be wearing glasses because I find myself when I'm squeezing the eyes and sometimes it doesn't give me that. Anyway, I'll just go like this. So it's so like today I found somebody that's taking me and I was directing him when I was bargaining. I was directing him to the place where I'm heading. I don't know. I always tell myself that I need to change that place where I go. But I find myself that I'm going to that place. I go to that place because I get to judge myself whenever I get to that place. I feel like I'm giving myself my own judgment. So it's one of the reasons as to why I go to that place because I get that sense of judgment, but I'm not judging anybody else, but judging myself. I feel good whenever I judge myself. It's like I'm committing a sin, something bad, but then I do it because I love breaking the rules. I used to fear breaking rules, but I just love whenever I feel like I'm not in a perfect light, just breaking rules. I just love it. But anyway, like life, man, life is so funny, man. I don't know. I mean, life is already there, so you just get to be born. So this country, I was really coming to go to Uganda. So me, I live in Uganda. I happen to be happy. Like I was born from Uganda, yeah? So life is very funny. I mean, even if I didn't get to be born, Uganda would help me. I mean, that's what it is. Like, that's how life is. Even though I was born, even though I'm not born, even though life is going to be there, Uganda is going to be there, America is going to be there. Even if like, sometimes I get to look at life and I like, you mean, life is just there. Even if you are there, even if you are not there. But then that's where the family thing comes into play. The family. I love Indians, the Indian people. I love Indians, though sometimes I see how they treat us, other people. I love Indians for sure, I love them, but I don't love that they say, like, the way that it's only about them, but I love them for them and this is about family, it gives life meaning. So, let me tell you something, me, I want to have ambulance, and it was the shock of my life. So I don't want to be an ambulance, not because it breaks my heart every time I see an ambulance. There's somebody in there. If there's somebody in there, like like people abuse the authority. That ambulance is not abusing the authority of having a siren to go wherever it's going. But anyways, I was telling you about my family. My father asked me when he was dead because the people who depend on me out there and back in the church. The people who depend on him. So that's the real meaning of life. It's more than just getting to be born. Because even if you get to be born, even if you get to be what, Uganda is there. Uganda has been there. America has been there. I don't know where you're coming from. Brazil, Canada. So what's the real meaning of life? Yesterday I was seeing somebody. He's a celebrity here in Uganda. I think that's one of the reasons as to why those guys, yeah. It's very good to be a celebrity, by the way. Because at least, so that guy is a celebrity. I don't want to mention the name, but he was all over media and he lost a mother. Man, that's a pain that I feel like, I don't know how he's feeling because it's him doing it right now. You don't know me, you man, but because I love music, it's like I'm connected to you, but you don't know me. So I'm sending my condolences to you. Okay, let me mention that it's called gravity. There are many people out there who have lost their lives, who have lost their loved ones. So I send my condolences to everybody out there. If you lost somebody you love, just strong, strong. Cry if you must. Let the pain heal. I don't know, man. I can just send my condolences to you out there, man. Life it's just a mystery, like, we don't know about it, man. We are trying to learn about life. Like me, myself here, I'm trying to learn about my life. What can I do with my life? How can I tap into the gifts that God gave me and all that? So it's just a total confusion. Like, I'm so confused about life. Totally confused. Because when I was a young kid, everything that I know about life is not making sense to me anymore. So like, I cannot go to those people that have lost their lives or they have lost people who have lost their loved ones. I cannot go to them. I can just send my respect and my love to them. Be strong. I'm not in position to tell you even how to be strong. But what else can I do? Because I wanted to be with you in this trying time you are in. Anyway, enough of that. Again with my life, because I have my life too. I live in this country called Uganda. I was telling the people on Twitter, X, that Uganda is the best country in the world. Why Uganda is the best country in the world? Because I was born from Uganda. So Uganda is my motherland. I was born from here. So that's the reason as to why it's the best country in the world for me. Then, the second country in the world, to me, I feel like it's the United States. After Uganda, it's the United States. I've told you my reason as to why Uganda is the best country in the world, because I have this, I don't know, is it called a thing? I don't know, my vocabulary sometimes is limited. I just learned English from school. America is the second best country in the world. You know why? Because from the United States, from the US. Because the United States is the first one. they, like in America, you can do anything and you get money. You can drive a trailer and you can get. You can drive a truck, like here. Most of the people use Boda. The means of transport I use called Boda. I don't know, that's the one Boda. So, the people here in Africa, man, I see a lot of people driving Bodas. Yes, they get money, yes, and all that, but they have their challenges too, man. Me, I'm so confused about my life too, for real. I won't come here and I lie to you that this is what I do. At least for my father, he drives a trailer. That's his occupation. My mother, she's a retail shop attendant, I don't know, retail business owner. My best friend Christopher is a truck driver, he drives ships and all that, delivers. So me, my life, man, I don't know, I cannot tell you this. It's full of imperfections, man. But then, I will not feel sad about myself, I will just love myself. But I will be honest, because I want to live in the truth. There's a time when I was young, I used to live like lying. I was lying because I was so afraid of people ever getting to know my truth. Like in school, I never wanted kids to know where I was coming from. Because most of the kids were coming from richer families. I never wanted for them to know where I was coming from because I was considering where I was coming from a village. It was a village. Okay, I don't like using the word village. I like using a growing town. But I got to learn that I was just scared. And I couldn't hold the lies for so long. Somebody had to know where I was coming from. Eventually somebody will get to know. So that's why I want to live my life in truth. I come here and I tell you that I'm unemployed. Not because, I don't know, the reasons is in physics. I don't know if you know about the education system of Africa. But in Africa, in Uganda, I did statistics at university. Then primary, I did PFM, I don't know, physics, economics and mathematics. So that's what I did. So I went through the system. I went through the education system. I did go through there. So I know you can judge me, but at least, man, I've told you the truth. I want to be judged by my truth, at least. At least it's good to be judged by your truth. You feel the pain, you feel the real pain. So I have something I need to say. I was still telling you why Uganda is the best country in the world, followed by United States. United States is the biggest country. Do you know why? Because at least guys have democracy, freedom of speech, freedom of expressing yourself. Uganda is the best country in the world, but to me myself, according to what I see, we still lack some democracy, we still lack freedom of speech, we still lack freedom of expression. Even America is the best country, but their democracy is also lacking. I don't know which country has full democracy. Because America has democracy, but this video that I'm recording here, I'm recording it for YouTube. But I have to be careful on the things that I say because YouTube censors. So, I loved America because it had freedom of, like, the democracy. But then, YouTube is in America. YouTube has censorship. Instagram is in America. Instagram has censorship. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Everything is confusing, man. Everything is confusing from my life, from myself, to the finances. I don't know. It's just confusing. So like the other time yesterday, my years, my age, I'm so grateful to God. I'm so grateful to Almighty Allah for my life. I'm so grateful. I don't take life for granted, even though I have challenges financially. But I'm still grateful for life. But sometimes I'm like, my age is disturbing me. I don't want to be there and I don't tell you that my age is disturbing me. The time that I filmed this video, I was 28, 27. I hope, because they say nobody knows tomorrow, right? If it's correct, if nobody knows what's happening tomorrow. So I hope to make 28 years in October 29th. So my age was disturbing me, man, because I'm in my late 20s. Late 20s, and I mean, late 20s, but adulthood, right? So my age is disturbing me. I feel like, should I be in a certain position by this age? Should I be owning something by this age? I don't know. Like, if I try to compare my life with other people in the first world countries who are 28 years, they are so well off. You see them driving good cars. They are so advanced in their careers. Me, my age is disturbing me, man. I don't know why. Can I get panic? Like, should I feel like, what do I want in life, man? What do I want in life? For real. What do I want in life? That's a big question that I need to be. If somebody, my soul, okay, there's jam here, and I need to be talking. And whenever people see you talking, but it's all part of it. It's all part of confidence. It's all part of building the man I want to be. So I need to answer that question myself. What do I want in life? What do I want in life? Why do I want to be alive? Why? Why do I want to be alive? Why? What do I want in life? I was having a conversation with some guy who was telling me like he wants to do music and he had all the reasons to say he cannot do music because he's not financially stable. Because the studios want money, right? And me, I wanted to tell him, just focus on what you want. But deep down in my soul, man, I wanted to ask myself, what do I want in life? In October 29th, October, you'll be in October 29th, 2024. By God's grace and His grace, I'll be making 28 years. I'm an adult, right? So what do I want in life, man? Never compare yourself to anybody. Never. But then I need to learn from those people. Because I need to learn from anyone. But I'm not comparing myself with anyone. But when I see people my age mates, when they are doing well, more than me, I'm very happy for them, yes? But then it's a challenge to me, like, yesterday I was having a conversation with my young brother and it was like, most of his friends, they are all renting, they are all having girlfriends, and this one friend of his has kids now, and it was giving him stress, and it's like he had to touch in his life and he was asking himself like, what's really wrong with his life? Because for him, when he compares himself to his friends are doing better than him. For him, he's still sleeping at his father's house. Not only sleeping at his father's house, but his father is still providing for him like food. So he felt so bad. That's my brother. I sleep in the same house with him. Me, I know that I should not compare myself with anybody. I know it. And for him is giving him that my country. I see people complaining. I see people complaining about politics. I see people complaining, and they are complaining of the government, they are complaining of, I used to see them, now I'm grown. So if I'm not doing well, is it upon myself or the government in the country that I'm living in? Yeah? The other guy was telling me, I was asking somebody like, why do those Americans have a lot of money? Why do they have money? Why? Because it gets down again, money is printed. Apart from all the economics and all that, at the end of the day, money is printed. It's printed at the end of the day because we use paper notes. So why do those guys in America, man, have a lot of money? I ask myself, because at least Uganda had its independence like a few days ago, and we Africans, me, I am an African. We used to say the whites, the colonialists, we are taking all our resources, we are taking everything from us. But Uganda has been leading itself for 62 years, right? So, if the colonialists left Uganda a long time ago and it's us leading ourselves now, why are we still complaining? We used to complain that it's the white people who were taking our resources. It's now us. Like, it's like, let's say Uganda. Uganda has been led by Ugandans. The president, by the time that I'm filming this video, the president of this country is a Ugandan. So why are we complaining about government, like, and all that, man? It's all again politics, man. I don't know why they censor it. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, it finds you. So my brother is complaining because he's seeing himself like he's in a static position. He's not moving. I don't see myself like that because I want to vibrate higher, but I just know it doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel good at all. But all these things are related, man. They are related. I don't know. When you meet these people who drive Bodas, they will tell you, like, it's so hard. The other time was telling me that I was with a guy and he was telling me, like, for him he cannot come to Kampala. Like, Kampala is the capital city of Uganda. He cannot come to Kampala without money in his pocket. Because like this guy was telling me, he expects the police to find him and he has to pay money. So it's all about money, right? Everything here, everything is about money. So why? Africa, we've been managing ourselves. We used to complain and all that, the colonialists, the white people, all that. Some guy was telling me, like, if the whites were still in leadership of Uganda, Uganda would have been very far. Because, like, at least for the white people, man, they can have bad stuff, they can have bad stuff going on, but like, I don't know why Africans, we need to love ourselves, man, because we are on our own. But what pains me the most, like, then the Africans then love themselves only, man. That guy was telling me America has a lot of money because their central bank prints money like there's no tomorrow. They print money like crazy. That's why they have a lot of money, really. Because they print a lot of money. Those guys print a lot of money, really? You mean that's the reason why they have money? And he was telling me their government supports business. So, do the African government support business? Apart from constructing roads, apart from, like, do they support their people? I want to also know it because I'm asking myself, man, why? Because why? I'm also in my life because everything is confusing me about my life, and it's now all going down to the country I'm in. Because if everybody is leaving this country to go to to Arabs, those Arab countries, that Dubai and all that. Man, like those people in America, they can make it from America, man. I want to make it from Uganda. Why, man? Africa should not represent, it should not be a section of Africans that those people who are connected. Yeah? Ati gwe omeka. Alright, answer. Sorry. So that guy, he was driving me, but the bike got a tire. What? I don't know. I think the tire is having some. So I have to go on the road again, and I try to look for a Boda, but this time around, man, I have 2K. Can 2K take me to Kampala? This place where this place is called Boda. Okay, let me just try, and I see if I can. Everything we are trying with life. Hello, Jabaleko. Kampala.
Kampala side.
About Bolívar, Nabili. So, I think I need to try to bargain from here. Like I believe I can get a Boda for 2,000. This place here is called Banda. So unfortunate. That guy got a tire, I don't know. I don't know how they call it, a tire. His tire is he's having a hole. So people are seeing me on the road holding my camera, my phone. The phone that I'm having is an Itel. I live in a world where you must have a Samsung, an iPhone. I've never owned an iPhone. I've never owned any of those phones. I'm just using what I have. So Kampala. Kampala Boda Nabili. I think I have to incur, because in my head I know like 2,000 cannot take me. So my budget, I came when my budget was 4,000 Ugandan shillings. But now the other guy got issues with his tire. Now I have to try to face the charge of 3K. Let me try, and I see if I can get one. So what you Kampala Bolívar. So I don't know. I'll try. Okay, let me just use 3,000. So that's 5,000. That's a loss because it will affect my transport when I'm coming back. I don't know, but I'll have to just try. Jebaleko. Kampala Bolívar, Nabili.
Bolívar.
Yeah.
In the
My bank of Boda way.
Yeah,
what you call it out? Nabili ati. Yeah. Okay. You try. You fail, you try. No, by the way, you're not failing, you are succeeding. Because there's no such thing as failing in life. There's not such thing as failing. I don't believe it. There's such a thing. You try and succeed. Maybe you are succeeding at a smaller percentage. But you're not failing because at least you've tried. Me filming this video here, I'm just trying. There's wind in the video. I know there's wind in the video, but the phone that I'm having right now, every time I try to edit the video, it messes the video. So I have to try to film with this phone until I get that camera, which can help me film without having issues. Yeah, so I was telling you, man, reality. This is my reality, man. I have to learn about my reality. I have to learn about this country. Because this is where I'm in right now. I'm so fortunate, and I feel like we are living in a world at least I can have people who are not in my country, who are my friends. That's an added advantage. But then there's reality, man. So, how am I going to really? I don't want to say fight with my reality, but I want to know my reality. Like, I don't know, to sometimes the English, the words, the vocabulary, like sometimes, but my reality is not, I'm not proud to say this is my reality, no. I cannot say like the reality that I'm perceiving as reality. But what I'm perceiving as my reality right now, I cannot say that I'm proud of it. Yeah. But I believe in working. I used to believe in working, though the mentality was a job. That was the mentality. But it's no longer about job. It's about working. I believe in working. So, my reality, I want to work on my reality. I want to change. I don't know. I want a time to come when I have a reality totally different from this one. Like, I want that time to come when I have a reality totally different from this one. It can be in this very country, Uganda. But because I love my country, I was born from Uganda, and I was having challenges with my finances and all that. I had started developing a bad heart for Uganda, but then, like, why should I hate my country? Because of, I don't know, I should just love my country. I'll pray. Whatever that is not right with this country, I don't know. I just pray for it to never get better. I don't know, this is my life. It's my life. Life is a gift. Life is so precious. I want to learn about life. And this like, to be a man is like you wake up every day and you can't work. That's also part of life. Yeah? I believe in that, waking up and you can't work. Every day. Every day you go wake up, work. No work is not a job. Work is very different from my job. Work is work. A job then comes with money. So I feel like we Africans, I don't know, okay, I'm sorry to say we, and I say Africans, but because I'm an African, that reality of being an African is that reality. Of being an African is that reality, man. Because I face it, I got through it, and I have to talk about it. And I don't just say, okay, this is the reality of Africa. That's how things are in Africa. No, I don't want it to be like that. I want us to have governments that support people. Those governments, the governments that we have, the federal system, the central bank of the United States. That guy was telling me those American people, the reason as to why they have a lot of money, the reason as to why they can have many millionaires, the reason as to why those Americans can come in Africa and they spend without ever worrying about money. They know they have a strong government. A government which is not entitled. We Africans in our countries, we have governments that are entitled. That's the reason as to why, that's the reason it's affecting Africa. I will use Uganda because I come from Uganda. In Uganda, we have a government that's entitled. Uganda have a government which has been there for 40 years. In the United States, their governments are not entitled. The government for US is not entitled. 4 years and you go. If you can rule more, 8 years and you are out. Because a government is not about the people. Like, a government is leadership. A government is, I don't know. That's why the Americans are still beating us. That's why the Americans are still beating every corner of the world. Because at least the government is not entitlement. Like this is like here in Uganda. Like the government, like for example, today I was filming a video from a football field. So there's some guy there, he works in the state house. Like, I don't know, he was telling me he works with the state house or works with the government and all that. So that guy, he can use that to intimidate people because he works in the state house. Like, you mean you can use that to intimidate people because you work in the government and you intimidate people? If the government is ownership, that's why our countries are. That's like, I feel like that's the reason, man. So how can we beat the United States? Because me, I want to. They say Africa is the richest. They say it. Yo. Okay. I'm so sorry to laugh, but the road is the road anyway. I was telling you, like, we need to have governments, we in Africa. It doesn't matter whether I support this government or I don't support it. I love my country, Uganda, man. And here in Uganda, like, a president can be a president for 5 terms, right? For 5 years. I want it to be like that. I don't want to ever live in Uganda where a president has been here for more than 10 years. No, it doesn't do any good to our country, man. It doesn't do any good to our country. We will still continue to be slaves. I don't want to be a slave, man. I don't want to be a slave. They used to tell me, like, the white people, the history says it, it's the white people that were making us slaves. But then, I don't want to live in a country where it's my fellow black people that are making me a slave. At least, before it was an excuse to say it was the white people, but now it's with us ourselves. Now I don't want it anymore. I just want some difference, and the difference, I'm just gonna use my life, the opportunity that I have to just talk about it. I know, like, in Uganda it's very sensitive to talk about politics, but I've not talked about politics, man. I've talked about government. It's very sensitive to talk about politics in Uganda, man. I know it because I see it. But because me, I love competition, healthy competition. I want Africa to compete with those people in the first world, those people. If the central bank, if the reserve bank prints money like this, not tomorrow, Africans, we should also print money like them. Like them, yeah? Our governments should support businesses. Our government should support people. And then we should not have entitlement of a government. I don't want to ever live in Uganda with a president being there for over 40 years. No, I want the most to be 10 years. Because it does harm more than good. The Americans are beating us because they change governments. They change administration. Like, for example, Trump. Trump is complaining about that guy, Biden's administration. And for him, he's saying he's coming to change the administration. But how do you expect us here in Uganda to change administration when we have government that is entitled? Like, I don't have any problem with those guys, but it's doing more harm than good, man. Them staying in power, they create But in Uganda, we don't have a body that tracks employment, man. Because like, I see how people here struggle, man. This is Africa. People here struggle to get money, and these parents who have kids, they have hopes in education, the education system. Like you can find somebody here struggling to take their kids to school. That's their hope. Like, my son, go to school, man, you will be our savior. But how do you expect that in a country which doesn't have a body that governs employment, man? How do you expect it? Of course, it will all depend with connections. You have to be connected with the government, or you have to know somebody in the government. That's all. But in the States, at least those guys have bodies. But here in Africa, it's not here. No wonder why these people do money in the government, man. No wonder what do they do, man. So, I was to Makerere, I know it. After you on your own, there's no anywhere you can start from. As like for your country, there's not anywhere. But there should be bodies, at least. There should be bodies that track employment, that track, I don't know, if that's where I saw like African leaders don't wish. That's where, I don't know if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I stand to be corrected. But that's where I say like African leaders don't wish any good to their people. Because they feel like when they make their people struggle, that's where they will control them from. For them, it's about controlling the people. They look at these people to control them. They want them to be under their armpits to control. So let's make money scarce so that we control these people. Yet the America, the first world, the country called America, United States, for them it's about let's print more money so that we make our people powerful. So you get the difference? In Africa, let's make money limited and all those opportunities for money so that we control the people. So it's so sad, man. It's so sad. But we should love ourselves. We should believe in ourselves. Like we should forgive ourselves. I don't know. I love money. I love money too because I have a stomach. If you have a stomach, you love money because you need to eat, you need to sleep, you need to dress, you need to, all the essentials. I love money, but I won't say that I don't have an opportunity in this country, but I feel sad whenever I wake up from Uganda. I very, like, because I know the reality that I'm going to be facing at the end of the day. But then I have to love my country, regardless. Anyway, away from politics and my country, I'm in this capital city called Kampala. Kampala is the capital city of this country, beautiful country called Uganda. Man, you should come one day and visit Uganda. You should come one day and get a wife from Uganda. You should come one day and you get a husband from Uganda. You should come one day and touch somebody's life in Uganda. You should come one day and make friends from Uganda. You should come one day and give people of Uganda some money. You should come in Uganda and, I don't know, do something with your life when you come in Uganda, man. I want you to come in Uganda. Leave your country and come here in Uganda, man. But bond with our people, love our people, man. Intermarriage with our people, man. Like, for example, the Indians. I see there's a lot of Indians in Uganda. But I don't want to speak negative and all that. But, like, they isolate themselves, man. It's not good. To me, Indians in Uganda, bond with the people in Uganda, man. These people are so welcoming, man. I feel like Uganda, if you're looking for hospitality, Uganda, man, I think is the most hospitable country in the whole world. It's very easy to come to Uganda. I love US, but it's very hard to go there. Anyway, I love you. I love you. Take good care after yourself. Yeah? I love you. Take good care after yourself. Take good care.